Hey, hello guys, what's up, how you doing? Welcome to my channel and welcome to the stream as well, because I'm doing on both. Today I'm going to be explaining a bit about nuts and bolts and maybe adding a few more extras in as well. And nuts and bolts is probably like really important and a big part of this game as well. So I'm going to explain a bit about that, go over how to farm nuts and bolts and show you a bit of gameplay as well and what I do and how I farm it. And how to slightly maximize your nuts and bolts. Personally, it's my personal method, so it's something I use. Some tips from online, I got tips from here and there and put them together and made it into a bit of a, into one video. So this is probably my best personal way of getting nuts and bolts. Everybody might have a different way, but here's the way I'm going to show you. Alright, so first things first. If you do enjoy this video and stuff, don't forget to drop a like, and if you have any suggestions for any future videos, then for sure, drop it in the comments and I'll for sure be reading that. If you're not part of the Xbox club, just drop me a message. My gamer tag will be down in the description, so drop me a message and I'll get you into the Xbox club. Alright, so let's get started. So first things first, what are nuts and bolts? What are they used for? If you're new to the game, if you don't know anything about nuts and bolts, what are they? So basically, easy and simple. Nuts and bolts, if you go to backpack, go down to the end, and these are nuts and bolts. This is how they look like. Crafting item, nuts and bolts. Mostly found in toolboxes, crates, and by destroying mechanical objects. And I'm going to show you various types of mechanical objects and types of missions that are best for nuts and bolts in general. Alright. Example, traps, wall dynamos, gas traps. A lot of traps do use nuts and bolts is quite crucial as it's used for traps and quite hard to get your hands on if you don't know the knowledge and where to get them and how to get them. Bullets use nuts and bolts as well, so you have bullets as well, so you've got your all your types of bullets will use nuts and bolts always. Weapons do not use nuts and bolts to my knowledge, as well as melee weapons. So those are nuts and bolts, not very big, do play a big part in this game. So how do you get nuts and bolts? What do you realistically do? Now there's a few methods, so I'm going to show you one method. So when you go around the map, break things and you do stuff like that, you can get nuts and bolts through, you find traps, and sometimes the best thing to do is recycling traps. So just say these are traps I found, I would get 16 nuts and bolts from these traps, and I'm really bad, and this is the method to get nuts and bolts as well. And this is one of the ways, to get them. You can get them from there. Now another way of getting nuts and bolts used to be, yeah, they've removed it, so fair enough, that's not part of the thing. So alright, let's find a good place to go into. So you've got 3 to 4 different areas of maps that you can use. You've got the forest, you've got the city, grasslands, industrial parks, suburbs, and I think that's the main 5 or 4. And so the best place to get nuts and bolts, cities are great places as well as industrial parks. Now me personally, I'd prefer industrial parks just a bit more over cities, because you're gonna have more mechanical parts of places and stuff. And there's a certain map that if you do get, okay, because it will give you a lot, and hopefully I do get it in this video. If I don't get it, then I'll explain a bit about it in the video. Mission, any place, anywhere works. I mean, you want to have a mission that will give you a longer time and duration. So best one I found was most likely an Atlas one. Works, you complete the mission, you're just in there, loot and stuff. Let's start this up. So this is some private. There we go. There we go. Let's try that again. Alright. So while this is a few things I would like hopefully I'll editing program sorted and all of that up, so I'll be able to edit and record them a bit more professionally. Currently I'm just trying to grow these and grow everything like that. So before I start the mission, actually I forgot one thing, is about heroes. Now the best heroes to actually use for farming in general is the Pathfinder Outlander, from one of my personal best. In the store, forgot to say this, but currently in the event store we have we got this Jess. She's the Pathfinder Jess as well, so she's really good. And why they're really good is because of the 6% increase. You got the in the zone, you've got you've got all this other cool stuff, you know, keen eyes. This is the kind of stuff that you need, and her bonus is great as well. Now for my bonus, what I use is a recon scout as well. Recon scout's great, considering that you get 6% extra double loot. And for my other one, there's not really anything crazy you can bring the last shot to my knowledge. But Pathfinder Jess is the best one, and personally, this week from towards today's the 24th of May. So if you do watch this video late, this might not be available. But from this week, I would advise you to buy this Alcarrera's Jess if you do not have her, because she is really strong and she's gonna get you farming real easy. Alright, let's load up this mission. So Pathfinder Jess, primary. I mean, in the secondary, if you do not have her, the character Recon Scout, you can always use a where is it gone? Yeah, you can always use a Pathfinder in the other slot to increase your damage done by your melee or your fucking pickaxe. So let's load this mission up. So other ways you can get nuts and bolts are as well included are from supply drops as well. They will give you nuts and bolts. Llamas will give you nuts and bolts. I didn't actually have a supply drop equipped in this mission, but llamas will give you nuts and bolts, and survivors will give you nuts and survivors reckon. So let's start this mission up and let's go. My routine right now for videos is quite bad, so I don't have a schedule that will suit my life, you know, normal day-to-day chores and like that. So hopefully that will fit in well, and I'll be able to get some streams out and get some more videos out, and hopefully start bunking up the videos and stuff. Alright, let's do this though. Pathfinder Jess, what's cool about her? First thing's cool. Oh, let me just stop talking.
Search the zone for the targets and place those atlases when you're ready.
Not doing the atlases. Alright, so first things first, what does she have? Your first ability is called In the Zone. It's an ability, it's just like one of her perks. After you do 5 basics to wood, stone or anything, you get In the Zone. It can sometimes increase movement speed, and it will increase the damage done by your pickaxe as well. And I believe, I'm not sure, yeah, it provides you with keen eyes. Keen eyes, what is keen eyes? Very simple. You see the little glowing things through the wall? Keen eyes, yep. You know it. Get you to these chest box and crates and stuff like that, and show you where these crates are. Majority of the time, purple is the best. You get green, and I'm not sure what the other color is, but you get another blue. Yeah, blue, purple, and green. Not sure. Purple is the best, so you can get up to safes and stuff like that. Alright, so that's one of the things. So when you spawn in, first things first, get your keen eyes active, and you know, you can find some of these secret places. And this method is actually really good for farming resources in general, and bullets as well. Bullets are really big, and traps that you might be able to use or you're going to scrap. The first things first, let's start searching all this stuff up. Got a few bullets. No, this is really like, this first part of the method is quite simple, but the keen eyes can really get you a lot. So you got these toolboxes. You ever see a toolbox? Break them. So you get 4 to 9 nuts and bolts like that. Just give me a second. Oh yeah, with keen eyes, when you do take damage, you do lose your for the duration. So if you not take damage, if you do pull out your weapon, you do lose your keen eyes. So try not to pull out your weapon if you're inside and that. Another great part of Pathfinder Jess is this ability. The charge attack is really good. See, one thing I do learn is you can search everything like I'm doing here. Sometimes I don't really sit here searching everything because they're not the best. As you can see, like, you're gonna get good stuff or okay stuff, but not the best. The one things you want to be searching is anything that's lit up because of keen eyes. Yeah. Alright. So don't forget the little cans always, you know, because this is a mission on your own. Don't forget to put it on private so you don't get people running around taking your loot and stuff. As you can see, like, I'm gonna get a lot of nuts and bolts here. I'm gonna put a track on. So let's get to bullets. Track. Is it this one? Nope. There we go. I wish I could speedrun this, but I can't. So if you want to skip to a bit later on in the video, you can. And stuff, the track is always going to be in the bottom left. So let's go start farming. You know, if there's nothing there, you don't need it. Always don't forget these mechanical. Don't forget those. See, it's the smallest things people always forget. Oh gosh. No, I'm trying not to forget the roof, you know. It's always, never forget, there's always sometimes these extra layers as well. It's really simple to get these nuts and bolts. To be honest, this is one of the methods, and I think personally is a good method. Like, nuts and bolts always everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, all this other stuff as well, mechanical parts and stuff like that. These traps, just don't worry about the traps until the end, and at the end you can, you know, get rid of the traps. Hopefully I do find some encampments to show you about other ways of getting nuts and bolts. So this is what you do if you take half an hour out of your life to just like find some of this stuff and see how lovely it is for nuts and bolts. Like, especially if you've buffed up the amount of nuts and bolts you get, especially with the Pathfinder chests and stuff like that. You get a lot of nuts and bolts. Just keep an eye on the kind of stuff I'm breaking, because a lot of people don't actually realize that the stuff you can break for nuts and bolts, that's the big part as well. There's a lot more than just cars and parking meters. That is another good method, parking meters, in when you're doing a city zone and it's not really your mission. You can run around, do that. Alright, so you know, usually I do this a bit faster, but just to show you guys exactly how we're doing this. Easy, make sure you just check every single house and building, and you know, always good to do that. You don't really have to search everything, because not everything will have anything crazy. I'm just searching it all to see maybe if I do get anything more than just what I've got. Simple, this is a really simple method. I mean, the first part of the video just explains basic nuts and mallet, and you know, the first part shows about just the basics. I mean, you can break cars, you know. Cars could double, you could get double nuts and bolts on cars as well because of your Pathfinder chest. Like, got 2 there, not the best. Takes a bit of time to break, but you know, I break one of those meters, I get 2 as well. So you see how like it varies between things. So you know, break some of these as well. These are really good nuts and bolts. You get about 14, especially with the Pathfinder chest. I'm always going to keep saying that because that's really strong. These crates as well, you want to open those blue crates, mainly the ones that are coloured. Those are the ones you want to mainly open. Here, here, break that. You know, just keep searching them. Yes, if you need ammo, then you know, break those. But don't forget, there could be some underneath here. Break that. Simple, easy. I know it's gonna be like quite repetitive, so you could skip forward. You can do that. I'm gonna go through the whole mission and show you how many I can actually get. I might miss a couple nuts and bolts in some places, but you know, everything helps. I wish those gave you nuts and bolts, but they don't. Yeah, there's more. Every building will always have that. Don't forget to search these. These, you don't understand the amount of missions I go in and people don't actually search those piles of metal and stuff. Those really good, extremely good. Just double checking here. Nothing in there. So this building's done. Move to the next one. And you'll understand the pattern actually, you know what I mean, you'll understand this pattern. It's quite good because, oh crap, I didn't want to blow her up. Yeah, okay, so we got an encampment here. Let's see what does this encampment provide us with. Oh, let's not do that one. Do it now quickly. Yeah, so there will be some encampments and some blue go siphons that will say metal. If you see metal like anything, any reward says metal, get it, because there's always nuts and bolts involved in that as well. Alright. Let's go in here, see what's in here. Yeah, always. You're just gonna keep searching these kind of items, like, gotta keep searching. They're really good for nuts and bolts, and you know, it's ridiculous how many people actually ignore them. A lot of people ignore them. It's just I don't understand why sometimes. But yeah. Oh yeah. If you ever get into the sewers as well, break these. They're down to give you nuts and bolts as well. Maybe sturdy or stuff like that. Let's see any more here. Yep, there's another one there. You know, make a quick run down there. 5 nuts and bolts. 7, you know, you're gonna vary between nuts and bolts. You're always gonna have 100 from each piece and stuff like that. But Thing is, I like thinking about every small piece of nuts and bolts will count to the bigger picture. Let's move on to the next place. I'm gonna speed this up just a bit now. And yeah, cars, you know, if you got your attack ready, just hit a car. Nuts and bolts, metal, nuts and bolts. I don't think this gives me nuts and bolts, but I thought it did before. Alright. Keep an eye out for any of those, any crates that's lit up, make sure you collect it. You have to collect every small thing, but you can collect these ones because they're always probably something good. Gosh, not always. I lied. Alright. Yeah. So if you have any more of these, don't be scared to break cars as well. Cars always will help. You know, yeah, just adds to the fraction. You find cars everywhere. Don't forget to go up to this top of these buildings. Make sure you collect this, that. You know, to be honest, there is a specific areas in these, you know, you'll find as well. Maps look like what these look like and stuff. Hopefully we find one in this place. You know, always check everything. Don't forget anything. Try not to forget anything at all. Alright, this building, let's see what's in here. Oh, perfect. This is one of the buildings. So, a building like this is what you want to look for. You ever see any of these kind of buildings? Perfect, because you're going to see in a minute how many nuts and bolts I leave the building with, so... And we're going to do that encampment as well, so... This is probably a good, really good building. Just kill everything outside. Oh, come on. Hope they fix this glitch with gun shooting. Ridiculous, isn't it? Look at this. There we go. So... Oh gosh, they might be... Let's kill these zombies quickly so I can show you the building in peace. Because this is a top building. And you know, you don't have to be in the same industrial zone. If you don't find the buildings you want, you know, you can always server hop. The only reason I'm staying in the same mission is sticking in it is to show you what I, you know, what I mean about nuts and bolts and stuff. Because, yeah. So, let's go to the top of here. Oh, get rid of these guys. Get rid of him as well, and yeah. Play another guy. Give me just a minute, I'm gonna take a call. Alright, so let's get back to this. Sorry about my interruptions. Let's just quickly get through all of this, farm the sword up. Great place for nuts and bolts as well. Perfect place. Welcome to the stream, anyone. Let's make sure I get to the chat. So, yeah, I'm just doing this a bit cheap way about streaming the videos and stuff, but yeah. It's a great way to get nuts and bolts. Like, you guys are gonna have to tell me what number of nuts and bolts I've earned in this mission. When you go into basements, you always find these meters and whatever it's called. Great way to get nuts and bolts as well. So, make a reward, make sure get everything, touch that, that's lit up. See, these traps will be very useful to do with this video. Let's kill this, you know, let's just get through this a bit quick. Make sure you checked every floor. Because these kind of buildings will give you loads. See, what's good about it is these mechanics, these factories of you know, of all these machines and stuff. That's what you want. That's what you really want to get. So let's get this out of the way, man. At the same time, we'll just get this out of the way, and you'll see we've got more nuts and bolts from this as well. And it's quite simple, honestly. Nuts and bolts comes to really simple, and you don't have to go into missions and do them. You don't even have to have the Pathfinder Jest on. You know, you just have to, whenever you go into missions, maybe look around, maybe see if this building might have, because you're gonna jump in a lot of missions, see if this building has, you know, nuts and bolts in it, the machines or something, and you're gonna get nuts and bolts on the run. 54 nuts and bolts from that encampment. Awesome. I've not even gone past half the map yet, and I've got hopefully around 300 to 400 nuts and bolts. And to some people, that's worth a lot, so it's quite ridiculous how many you can get. Let's get back into the zone. Let's do that. There we go. More nuts and bolts. Easy, easy, easy. It's ridiculous the amount of nuts and bolts you can actually get. Ammo crates. Always gonna find ammo crates. There. Ammo crate. You know, bacon if you need bacon. Search these. You know. More nuts and bolts. And you're gonna see this pattern I'm gonna go through, and it's simple, as I guess. When I needed nuts and bolts a lot, I've fished the internet to find out what's the best method, and I put the methods together and not come up with fully my own method, because I won't take all the credit for this method. But, you know, you find videos in different places on YouTube, not everybody's gonna get the same video, and, you know, that's understandable. Let's try to get to this one here. Grab that. Survivors do sometimes, yes. Let's see if I can get this perfect. Actually at the top. He's at the top. Oh, god damn it. Let's just collect our enemies. Yeah, oh, perfect timing. Nuts and bolts from survivors as well. A lot of people ignore survivors in missions. I don't understand the reason why to ignore them, but a lot of people do ignore them. So it's, yeah. So what it is, blue go siphon, stone. If it says metal on it, more nuts and bolts from there. Killing zombies, nuts and bolts as well. In this trend you're going to see of nuts and bolts is crazy, because back in the day it was a bit tougher to get nuts and bolts when I was playing a bit.
Always use
You know,
bullets.
you're not going to get anything from here, but, you know. Nope, don't ignore nuts and bolts. Then you'll be asking other people, yo, can I have nuts and bolts please, and this and that, you know, I'm running low or something, or you're going to have to trade a lot of malachite for your nuts and bolts. It's ridiculous. Nuts and bolts. Meters. You know, you get nuts and bolts from there, but that time we just didn't get anything. Perfect time. More nuts and bolts. Ever see servers like this? Collector. Nuts and bolts. Next place, you know. I'm gonna speedrun this a bit, I might miss some places, but if you concentrate really carefully on each, like, part of the map, you will find a lot of nuts and bolts. Ridiculous, like, you're just walking across. 1, 2, easy. 6 nuts and bolts. I mean, you have to get 100 at the same time to get the most nuts and bolts. 3 again. 3 again. It's ridiculous. I could walk out with 1,000 nuts and bolts in this one mission. Put a bit of time into it. Yes, fair enough. But next few missions I'll be okay. And if you do this every mission, you don't have to worry at all, because the nuts and bolts you find is nuts and bolts you put back in. More nuts and bolts. More nuts and bolts. Collect that. You know. Oh, perfect. Another great place. Some of these machines might give you nuts and bolts. Nope. Not place. But yeah, you can see. More nuts and bolts back here. Perfect. It's endless. It is endless. Sometimes survivors will have these little power cables thingies, and they'll give you nuts and bolts as well. It is endless. It is endless. You will not stop getting nuts and bolts. You know, I do these videos in certain way to show you how ridiculously easy it is to how ridiculously hard people think it is. Yeah. When you're new, fair enough, it's understandable. When you know the method, then it's, you know, it's embedded in you just a bit, and yeah, you're gonna find nuts and bolts always. Let's check top stairs as well, and nope, nothing up here. There we go. Nuts and bolts found. Easy. You don't have to even trade, and you know, helpful, always helpful. Check this room as well. Anything in there? No. Keep an eye on the map. You know, I'm not doing every single survivor and stuff. Yeah, not these. Sometimes parks like these car areas, and if they're not burnt down cars that look like a bit burnt, they will provide you nuts and bolts. These won't really provide with any nuts and bolts. Good quick source of metal, but not really gonna give you much. This, to be honest, will give you nuts and bolts. So don't forget to collect that. More nuts and bolts here. You can search it, or you can just break it like I do. Get more to search it. Find a safe as well. Perfect. You know why in the zone's not working right now? See what happens here. Sometimes in the zone can glitch out. It does, and just try to reset it, and there we go, reactivated. It can kind of, it sometimes have a timer maybe or something like that, to be honest, but I'm not sure. Yeah, nuts and bolts is everywhere. Boxes, sometimes you get nuts and bolts, don't really bother with them. You get the stupid C4s and that. Yeah, nuts and bolts, you know. Search anything green, it's ridiculous how you search all of this, these, well done, there's no mimic, but when they use these, this in the zone will always take you to a mimic, or sometimes will guide you towards a mimic. Because mimics usually be around loot in these close spaces. Perfect place. I was talking about this kind of place. Yeah, so if the cars don't look burnt, nuts and bolts. There's bigger piles, try to break the top of piles. Sometimes you might get, you know, when it's like gravity in this game, so you already know what I mean. Nuts and bolts, nuts and bolts, nuts and bolts, nuts and bolts. That's it. Easy, easy, easy peasy. Moving on here. And if this gives you nuts and bolts, nope, fair enough. And yeah, I'm just gonna fly through this a bit more. Printer, nuts and bolts. Desks, no nuts and bolts, fair enough. You know, sometimes you end up going in a circle, don't worry, just keep an eye on the map. Try not to explore the map completely. Just what have you done, what haven't you done. Ridiculously easy. Nuts and bolts is easy. Have I been here? Yes, no, maybe so. Nope, I haven't. Material charge that. To the nuts and bolts. More nuts and bolts. And it's ridiculously easy. It's like a walk in the park for me, literally. And when you guys do it, it'll be a walk in the park for you. It's not hard at all. And I'm gonna release a few more videos like this. Another great place for nuts and bolts, power places. Everybody knows this one's simple and easy, but they can be ignored a lot. You know, collect them. Check the building. Buildings sometimes will have nuts. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. More nuts and bolts in here. Gnomes, you know, if you need power cells, I don't know, some people need power cells still. Get that. Nuts and bolts, there we go. More. Solar panels as well. Try not to ignore solar panels on roofs. You're gonna see solar panels. You know what they look like. If you don't know, you know. Simple. Nuts and bolts on solar panels as well. Get a load. Alright, what's this building? You can see buildings maybe full of fridges. Nuts and bolts. Grab them. Try not to ignore these small pieces of small, like, stuff, because you miss a lot, trust me. If you add up how much you missed, it's crazy. You don't have to do it all the time, but if you see it, just do it. A whole load of people in that room. Let's see. Yeah, you're good. The chest in there, isn't there? What is this? Babies, thank you. All that freaking, you know, these nuts and bolts. You literally walk up to so many chests. It's ridiculous. You know, you don't have to even look for them. You just end up naturally walking up to them. It's what I think is crazy. Oh my gosh! Oh, don't use that. Oh, another safe. Ridiculously, another safe. You know, you don't really ever walk to these places, but if you see blue lights, green lights, take it. Make sure you go to it. Don't always do it though. You don't have to always do it. Just a reminder. And you know, sometimes survivors. Sometimes they have these. You know, the cans that you find outside. They'll have them. Open those as well. More nuts and bolts. You know, you can check every room and stuff. I'm just gonna go through it quickly and get to the next part of this map. Small meters like that you can easily miss. Just keep an eye out for them. Once you know what you're looking for, easy. nuts and bolts. It's a quite long video, I know, and I know it can get boring to watch the same old thing again, and yeah, I can understand that, you know, skipping the video a bit, fair enough. But, you know, just skip your video and you see what I'm breaking, and you'll see that how easy it is, and you get the common trend of mechanical pieces and parts, you know. I might make a little Word document or something with photos and show you about, you know, all the nuts and bolts, or every single type of item in the game for nuts and bolts. I might put some time towards that. You already know these will give you nuts and bolts. Great. 11 pieces. Places like this, you know, construction sites, great for nuts and bolts as well. And I see a lot of great nuts and bolt places anyways. There you go. Toilets if you ever need bacon. Yep, and I'd probably guess there might be a few more pieces down there, and maybe, you know, there's that pipe there you could break and stuff. I'm just gonna move on to speed things up a bit. Honestly, your limits are endless, and I think I might have just about got the whole map. And I think I've got about 800 to maybe 1,000 nuts and bolts, and if I carried on going, and if I didn't speedrun this and try to speed up as much as I could, I'd put some music on in the background and just go farming. Maybe with a friend, you just half your chances of getting as much nuts and bolts as possible, but just do it. Great time, great thing. And there'll be more nuts and bolts everywhere and stuff, so thank you for watching, and hope you did enjoy this video. As well as that, I forgot to recycle these traps. So all these bad traps, recycle them, you know, if you don't need them. If you like them, then keep them. More of these electrical ones will always give you more nuts and bolts. 19 pieces just for searching a lot of things. Might not be much, but it will add up, and you get a load of things. So thank you for watching, and hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please drop a subscribe and a like. If you're new to this channel, welcome to the channel. And yeah, I hope you do enjoy this, and I'll see you guys